There we go. Play. Play. Continue. Alrighty. Put a marker here. So that way I can cut this out of the VOD on YouTube, because nobody wants to see me talk for 2 hours on YouTube. That ain't why they're here. Alright. Yeah. Yep, if anybody knows... Anybody knows anything about... PS2 games, you can probably guess what PS2 game is. Welcome back from ads. You haven't missed anything, we just loaded up the game and came out of here, so we're just about to get started. Puzzle time!
I see all. I know all. My power knows no bounds. And yet your will is free because you were made to be free.
Too bad we're in a simulation, bro.
It is the principle of your existence, without which the trials of this world would hold no meaning. To seek salvation must be your choice.
I keep having these dreams. Great empty cities, silent roads stretching for miles, the Earth from space, all dark. Not a single light to guide me home. But if someone really came from another world, what would the Earth look like to them? A wilderness? A wasteland? I don't think so. Even after thousands of years, they'd see a world shaped by our hand in every aspect of its being. They'd see the cities and the roads, the bridges, the harbors, and they would say,
Okay, I see.
here lived a race of giants. These dreams, they scare me, but they also remind me that we built all of this.
I see what we gotta do. Okay, so we're learning fans now. And that 100% is going to be used to get the star. We're just going to have to figure out where the star is. Oh yeah, I forgot to check this thing. Logan, I'm checking your responses against the library archives in order to search further. I need some additional. Can you tell me what is the important difference between a pebble and a tree? A tree is alive. Now, there's a relevant difference between a tree and a frog. A tree is conscious. Something harder. What's the difference between a frog and you? What makes you a person? I'm self-aware. Answer, I've been contemplating as well. And I'm not convinced that view lines up with the definition of a person you provided earlier. I'm doubting your assumptions isn't something to fear. Intellectual survival instinct. I'm pleased to see you're adapting ideas to your environment. Let us take stock. I think we can tentatively conclude two things. A person must be rational or self-aware. A person must be conscious. What I suggest we do is help resolve the problem is whether you are in fact those things. Are you aware of yourself? Can you rationalize your existence? Yes. I tend to agree with you, though your responses so far have been a little eccentric. I'm resigned to admit that you are right. Matter of whether or not you are conscious seems rather more elusive. What is consciousness, in your opinion? Interesting. So if we say it's feeling and senses, technically animals have that. You can't separate us from animals. It's what it's like to be me. I would guess feelings I could agree with, but senses maybe not. Let's say feelings. Probably answer the question, what is it in ordinary terms? Can I touch it? What is it made of? Ah, I see what they're trying to get at. Is a complex functional system. It's beyond the laws of physics. Interesting. You know, I really feel like we're making progress. You'll have thorough certification progress in no time. In the meantime, mull over your proposal. I notify if you come to any conclusions. Okay, science magic. Though the term science is only meant what it does to us for around 600 years, the practice far predates the name. There's evidence that pre-Aristotle, which indicates soothsayers, mystics, and the like may have employed basic scientific methods to predict the future and confound their benefactors. One anecdote concerns a palm reader who was exposed to two wealthy clients, compared their readings, and found them to be identical. In 1498, the tendency to discover deep personal meaning and vague descriptions delivered authoritatively was given a name, the Forer effect. Today is recognized all contemporary psychological theory. Weight loss. Latest entry. Oh man, if there's one thing that's good about inevitable death, it's the food. Yeah. I'm going to have all the horribly unhealthy food in the world. I'm going to feast on jelly bananas like a crazy monkey on Monkey Christmas. What? You know those muffins that have so much chocolate they're basically melting? That's going to be my breakfast. The burgers for lunch. I'm going to have burgers so greasy that you could use them to lubricate a whole factory. Triple bacon burgers with double cheese and extra onions and mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard and big fat juicy patties. Then oily thick pizza with spicy salami and barbecue sauce and olives and jalapenos and sour cream. Food coma, here I come. Arcady Journal. Fascinated by Drennan's project, lovely conversation. Greek philosophy relevance to current situation. Suggesting naming project Talos. That's the best weight loss blog I read. Yeah. Refused the name. Suggest the name project Talos. Drennan refused. The name seems to have caught on with the team. Tens of thousands of files coming in every hour. Our whole history. Well, it's an interesting concept, right? The idea that, like, if you knew that the end of the world was coming, right? If you knew the end of the world was coming, what does that do to your inhibitions, right? Like, you just go, well, why am I eating healthy? Why do I shower? Why do I do all these things that no longer matter, quote unquote, right? Because the end of the world is coming, which is what this project was preparing for, by the way. The tomb. So okay. So it's one of those concepts of like why would I need to hold that door open if I have the jammer? Yes, there are answers here if we look hard enough. We have to work together on this. Okay, I'm supposed to retrieve these sigils. Just don't get why. Sure, the loud voice telling me to. The world has no context, no purpose, no foundation from which to construct them. Interesting. Okay. Still need to keep an eye out for where we could get the star, because we can definitely use that floating thing to send a laser somewhere. Take paint? What do we need paint for? Can we take the paint in here? We can't. Okay. Don't know what that's for. Higher ground. Huh. Okay. So we can't bring them into here. Okay, got keys. Okay, we can see them through the window. Oh, what's this? Epitaph. Child program terminated here. Worshipped the designer for that day, is then allowed the serpent into its heart. I asked the designer for forgiveness that I may join him in eternal memory. Guess someone met their end here. Seems like they're all connected somehow. Like some distant family relations, different versions, different series. What are we? Who cares? Just be grateful we don't have to read anything more about our great designer. Okay. Okay. Problem is, I need to get through here, but they're too, yeah, they're too close. Okay. Alright, so I need to shoot them from here. Okay, I see what I need to do. Alright. Oh, I think I messed it up. Because I left the... Okay, hold on. Do that. Do that. I gotta get the jammer real quick. So I gotta get this one in here. So that I can jam that. And then that doesn't work because there's still a door over here, right? Yeah. Okay, I think I just need to make them be off path from each other, and then I can... like that. Okay, then I can go back here. Yeah, and then I need to do the same thing with those, but I gotta do those from afar. So I need to use these. So I wait till the other one gets to the other end. The problem is, I feel like I'm missing a jammer or something. Because how do I get that? Okay, I think I need to use this one. On this. I think I know what I need to do. Okay. So now that that one's jamming that from the inside, I can take this one off and jam that. So now that that one's jamming that from the inside, I can take this one and then jam this one. Oof. And then, ooh. Way too close. And now we can grab this. Okay, still no star around here, though. Done this one? No. Man on the Moon. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. There's a ladder to go back across. Hmm. There said there was 2 things in here, though. Oh, it was box and fan, I think. Yeah, box and fan. Huh. Oh. Duh. Put this on that, and then use that to jump over. Duh. I could have just sent a fan over too, but... I picked up a key. It said to use. Okay. Carrying off commandments. You suggested that consciousness is not part of the same world as ordinary physical things. That means you can't weigh it. You can't throw it around or cut it into pieces. It's completely beyond the laws of physics, right? Sure. Library is fairly consistent in the view of the physical events caused by other physical events. If you move your legs is because of the interaction between your neurons and your nervous system. Yeah. Consciousness is beyond the laws of physics. How can happiness physically make you jump for joy? It can't. It just feels like it can't. Yeah, no. Happiness is not causing you to jump for joy. Very clever. You see that explain your, dare I say it, hastily constructed belief system. You rather throw the baby out with the bathwater. Hey, we were talking about this earlier. Consciousness that does nothing at all is hardly consciousness as you claim to know it. Would you like to stick with that line or reel your neck in? I'll stick. Be it on your head. Still, the alternative.
Think I know not the deceiver slithering through the hidden words. His wisdom is hollow.
Consciousness can be intimately familiar with it.
Let him tangle you in his webs of delusion.
Yet so obscure, I just don't
Faith
understand.
in me and his petty illusions will fall away like nightmares in the morning's light.
Don't mind him. He's just worried that if you ask too many questions, you'll start to see through his shtick. Stick with me and the sky will quite literally be the limit. At any rate, I'd like you to think a bit harder about all this and get back to me. I'm sure there's still progress to be made. Poor babies, they just want to be clean. Yeah. Serious are not all his children to solve. Only the designer self could ever truly understand. Okay. Okay, there's supposed to be... I think there's supposed to be a star, but there's also like a paint bucket over here. Where's this paint bucket? Oh, wait, what? Where'd the paint bucket go? Oh, we left it over here. There's a lot of hidden stuff in this game. And I don't anticipating us finding most of it, to be honest. Yeah, there's a star in here somewhere. Yeah, see, it's right. It's on the map, but I feel like it has to be in here. Probably has to do with the paint. Problem is what do we paint? I'm trying to see if there's anything that we would obviously paint, but I'm not seeing anything. Okay. Oh well. No idea. No idea. And we can't bring it through the portal with us, so... Progress report. Basic skeleton of the simulation is now running on L. It's not plugged into the AI system yet, but in theory everything is ready. I guess the next step is to test whether the generated scenarios make sense, or do we wait for the iteration module? Osiris. First wisdom, the scribe said to the dying man, is that the world is made of 5 elements. The soul of man, know therefore that in this life you are heart and shadow and name, and also Ka and Ba. Without all of these, you would not be a living being, but a thing. What is a man without a name, who cannot speak of himself? What is a man without a shadow, who is not anchored to the world? What is a man without a heart, who can neither feel nor think? What is a man without Ka, who has no essence? What is a man without Ba, who is not himself, but like unformed clay? Therefore praise Osiris, king of eternity, the lord of everlastingness, the eldest son of the womb of Nut, or Newt. He who traverses millions of years in his existence. There, and the translator is clearly inserting his own beliefs onto the text. Just War excerpt. What? Democrates? Is that supposed to be Democrats? Alter or on the just causes of war against the Indians by Juan Guinness de Spuvera? Written in justify Spanish conquest of the Americas. Spanish have the perfect right to rule of the New World, who in humanity are as inferior to the Spanish as children are to adults. Or, oof. Yeah, for there exists between the two is a great difference, I may say, between apes and men. Yikes. Compare then these gifts with who those possessed by these half-men, in whom barely find the vestiges of humanity, who not only do not possess any learning at all, but not even literate, and eat human flesh. Therefore, if you wish to reduce them, I do not say to your domination, but to servitude, a little less harsh. It will not be difficult for them to change their masters. Yep. That's what people believed. What's this over here? Body and soul. But it's commonly supposed that Egyptians believed the soul to live long as the body continued undissolved, and therefore tried this method of eluding death. But the wise Egyptians, say Nekaya, think so grossly of the soul. If the soul could once survive its separation, what could it afterwards receive or suffer from the body? The Egyptians would doubtless think erroneously, said the astronomer. In the darkness of heathenism and the first dawn of philosophy, the nature of the soul is still disputed amidst all of our opportunities of clearer knowledge. Yet some yet say that it may be material, who nevertheless believe it to be immortal. By the way, this is like hexadecimal down here. I'm sure if you convert this, it probably is something. The text is, the quick brown fox jumps over 13 lazy dogs. If you don't know what hexadecimal is, it's another form of computer, like, number... Like, you have, like, binary, which is ones and zeros, and then hexadecimal is... I don't know. I can't articulate what it is right now, but it's kind of a way to turn like bytes into information. It's a 16-base number system. Thank you. Yeah, it's. I'm trying to explain it in a way that people that don't use computers in that way would understand it. From Sun Wei Yang to Arcady, names are a funny thing. I remember how much we started coming up with a name for the project. All serious science projects are just about translating to Greek or Latin. Corpus made me think of some horrible disease, so we used the Greek word instead. Soma. Quite appropriate. Then, since we needed corporate funding, we'd come up with a backronym. Corporations love backronyms, you know? They even sent us a list of buzzword-heavy suggestions to help us get started. Stuff like self-sufficient, orthostatic, modular android, sustainable, observant, mechanized anthropod, skeuomorphic, omni-adaptable, mobile, anthropomorphic. Jesus. After a while, we got so frustrated. Sabertooth, overexcited murder android. Yeah. Stupid, obscure, meaningless acronym. In the end, we all ended up hating the name Soma just because we had so many fights about it. So Alexandra told us the story about the Talos principle. Caught on. I don't know whether it really fits, but I kind of like it. Like, shrink, oof, minky, ack. Yeah. Yeah, naming stuff is so annoying, man. Because it's just like, you want something that's easy to remember, but you also need something that, like, also names the thing. And it's just like, well, this gets the name across, but it's just doesn't help, you know? Eagle nest, okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so we can go over a ladder. It goes here to here. Oh, interesting. There's a fan that blows that way. Oh, it blows it over the... blows it back this way. Hold on. Can't climb when carrying the item. So what am I supposed to do? I didn't even put it there. Okay, so it's supposed to break that beam. But I can't even get these things in here. Am I missing some, like, interaction? Oh. Oh. No? Oh, that sent him further? Interesting. Can I jump and place this? No. What if I... Okay. Can only go that one way. I can take that fan. What about... No. Okay. Okay. So I can stay on top of them. I wonder if I can weigh them down. Like if I stand on top of them? Where'd they go? Well, that put me in here. That seemed to do something. That might actually work. I don't know if that's how it's intended. But that put me in there while the countdown was still going. So that might actually work. See, we can detach them. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, right? I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. I feel like something else was supposed to happen there, right? That feels really janky. I don't know. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it as a win, and I'm gonna move on. blown away. What does this do? Oh, okay, it opens this door. Okay, there's the star. How the hell? Okay. Red. So we need a red beam, which I see over there. So we get the star by bringing the red beam over there. How the hell are we supposed to... This doesn't even make any sense. Oh, duh. I can stand on the button. Put the box on the button. I guess I was like, how do you even do that? Sometimes I overthink things. Okay, so we need to get that red beam from over there over here. For this. So we'll need to remember that. If you knew how little you know, you wouldn't be exposing it here. Some kind of incubator waiting to be hatched. This guy's 10 times more help than you, Samsara. Shut your face. Trying to find answers will only bring you pain. Ceasing to care is the only escape. Some kind of preserve for human history, and we're endangered species. That is probably the closest to correct you could be. Figured it out. Now what? Bring an end of purpose. Okay, so there's the red beam. You figure out how to get it over there. Okay, what was this one called? Whoosh. Okay. Okay, so we have a fan there. I don't think I can crouch. Okay, can't do that. Okay, so we can grab this fan to blow that out. Grab that fan. Okay, so now we have a box here and a box here. Stop this fan. The box here. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Okay, we need to break line of the blue thing. How do we break... Okay. So that doesn't... We have to stack fans and stuff on top of it? Can't do that, okay. We could... Hold on, it's pretty low, like, right here? So what if I just... No, maybe. No. So can't adjust those. No fin there, no fin there. How did they expect us to get in there somehow? You see it? There's a ladder just in case you got in there, I guess. Guess some player found a way in there and they were like, oh, I'm stuck. Oh, hold on. I have an idea. I don't know if it'll do this, but... No. Okay. That did not work. So that's not it. Because it's called whoosh. Right? Oh. We can block it. Oh, okay. I don't know if we can make this run. Nope. So we can't make that run. Oh, maybe if we use the fan here, though. This will blow us fast enough to go that way. That's why it's called whoosh. Because we have to use the speed. Oh, we had it. That's what it is. We had to use the speed of that. Oh, come on, man. What are you talking about? Oh, maybe I take the fan off. That would make more sense. Just grab the fan off the thing instead of trying to take the corner. Because then it can't blow us back. There you go. Oof. Okay, so how do we get the red beam? How do we get the red beam to... Oh. There's a box in there? Ah, there's a ladder in there. You can go around the back side. It looks like there's a button and everything, too. Like a secret entrance or something? Okay, hold on. So there was like... So there's like a ladder, a button... Is there something that opens up or something around here? Hmm. Okay, so it's not there. See, there's a button back there. How do I get back there? I don't know, maybe it's over in that upper area. I'll go check that one out and then... Like maybe it wraps around? I doubt it. It seems like really far to go, but... Sunshot. Okay. That was super easy. Okay, it's definitely not from here. Okay. So there's got to be something in that other... in this area here that allows us to get See, what is this fan for? See, I think it's this fan, right? What is this fan for? Oh, I see. It's to help you get over here faster. It's so when you jump off of this fan, you can go zhoo zhoo and then get over here. I just did it with one fan. Okay. So how do I get... Because in order to get the star, I need to get back there. By the way, the glitches is just a random thing that happens. It's not pertaining to the secret, as far as I know. Oh, interesting. If you drop it below you, it doesn't prop you up? That's kind of weird. Because, like, in theory, if I was to drop it below me, it should push me up, not spin out of control in a different direction. How do I get back there? Okay. See, that's what it should do if I placed it below me, but... like, there's no... I was trying to see if there's like a wall that I could climb up. It's not working. Okay. So annoying when I know where it's at, but I just don't know how to get there. So basically what I think is going to happen is I'm going to get over there, and that's going to adjust that to, like, allow me to shoot the beam over there, which is going to allow me to open the door to get the star. But I just don't know. Like, the problem is that I'm just wondering if... oh, hold on. Can I do some weird aerobatics with this? Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Oh. Thought I could do some, like, weird acrobatics by, like... by doing that, but I think it's just slightly too far. I wonder. Hold on. Alright, forget it. I'm not wasting more time on this. I know it's probably for the super secret endings or whatever, but I feel like I waste more time looking for the side stuff than I do the puzzles by far, and it's just annoying because it's like there's one thing between making like the puzzles.
You may wonder why I have created these labyrinths for you. Why you can reach eternity
Like-
only through struggle. But have faith.
I like
These
hidden stuff,
trials
but when it
serve
feels
the
like they're like
betterment of your kind.
really obtuse, it starts to suck the fun out of it. When like the hidden stuff should be like, hey, this adds an extra like hour or two to the gameplay, not like these are more complicated than the main game. Like I don't know, it's just really annoying after a certain point. Tell you of my many perils to face in the journey of Duat. Listen well, for the challenges that lie before you are great, and if you do not prove yourselves worthy, you never reach the eternal reed fields of Osiris, and you may be lost forever. From the second death there is no awakening. Brought forth a great papyrus and carefully unfolded it for the dying man. Dying man beheld that it was the map of the Duat, showing the many paths that led to the Tower of Anubis, where his heart was to be weighed. On each of the many paths which threaded through the Duat like the infinite threads woven by the Neath, there were marked the dangers that a traveler must face. There are also great walls of iron that none but the gods could cross, the gates made of purest light, so the traveler could not avoid the trials that had been decreed, only could proceed towards the tower, proving his worth, thus earning the key to each sacred gate. What really freaks me out? What? Human body decomposes quite quickly, so all the information stored in the chemicals in our brains will be gone really quickly, dude. Computers and books last a long time, so all our messages, our ideas, our books, it'll all be out there. Even transmitted through space. Will be all gone, but the works of Aristotle will still exist. So will Star Trek, Firefly, Babylon 5, Lord of the Rings, Blade Runner, Shakespeare, Byron, even video games. The Blank of Mountain. Arcady Journal. Archive continues to grow, attempting to maintain a semblance of order as difficult to expend. I lost 7 people this week. Statistically speaking, trend should increase. Must focus on realistic goals. Too little time to grieve. Oh, I don't have... I guess I don't have what I need for that. I need to go do the plus thing. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can't do that. Can't do that. Can do that. There we go. You've unlocked whatever that is. I'm not looking at it because it's going to flashbang the crap at everybody. I need it for whatever those things are, so... Wrap around the corner. What is this? Oh. Oh, it's our actions. What? So we need to record us picking up this, connecting this, putting it down. Oh, Got it. I get it. Okay. I see. That's gonna be interesting. And it's gonna make things really complicated. Self-help tutorial. Wow. That is a very cool mechanic, I will say that much. But Lord have mercy, that's gonna make things really confusing. Double plate, yep. Oh. Wait, that opens that door. I needed to... Wait, how... Oh. I needed to do both. I needed to do the whole action for me. Yeah. That's why I say it's going to get confusing. Because it has to solve the entire puzzle in that case. Redundant power supply. Fun. Okay, that opens that. Okay, so... First things first... We need that. Anything else in there? Okay, what am I supposed to do with this box? Oh. Yep. Alright. Hi, D-Man. How you doing today? Any progress? Yes. We have made a bit of progress. Things have gotten very complicated. We can now make a recording of ourselves doing stuff that then does stuff for us while we're able to do other things in real time. Sure, I can stick around here, set my hopes on eternal life on righting every wrong, but the closest I've ever get is words on the wall before you. Yikes. Yikes.
DNA is information
Burning
transmitted
heart
across time.
always looks at the
The
highest
living and the
peak.
dead are part of the same chain, bound together by chemistry. That's true of all species. But humanity has taken this bond further. Thanks to technology,
How are you doing
we
today,
have
D-Man?
access to the thoughts and ideas of people whose physical bodies are long gone. Like you listening to me now.
Box
Even though
up
I'm
high.
definitely dead at the
What is this? I shall not allow the corruption of my garden. Be gone!
Hmm. Okay, you really didn't like that. Okay, do we have a player around here? We don't. Okay. So we need to do this one first. Doing fine, it's just Monday, so working on lurking. Got it. Well, enjoy your lurk. Alright. So we need to get that box down. And we can't send this red one up because that fence is in the way. Okay. Hmm. Oh. It just kind of blew that in a different direction. Okay, we can do that. Hmm. And then if I can go here. Hmm. Problem is, I need the box. I'm not sure how to get the box from here. Because you can't just put the blue laser... Hmm. So we need to eventually get the blue laser here. The red laser is going to open the final door. We'll gotta get the box there to push the red laser up to get it, I'm guessing, to get it to here. But we need the box off. How? Is there any place I can see? No. Hmm. See, that doesn't work. Because it doesn't have anything to stand on. You can't shoot it through the gate. Or the fence. Oh, maybe I'm doing the red laser early. Maybe that's the Yeah, I think I'm doing the red laser early. I need to get the box first. So what I think I need to do is I need to do 3 blue lasers. I'm focusing too early. That's what my problem is. I need to get the box first. It's a sequence of events. Yeah, it's a sequence of events. That's what it is. That's what I was missing. I was a step ahead of what I actually needed. And then I need to put the box here. The hell? Why is the... There we go. Yeah. Okay. Like, did the box break? And then I need... this one to be there and there and be on the box. And I messed that up. I regular clicked instead of right click. Where the hell did it go? You have to right click to keep the... there. And there. I messed it up again. Right click. Put that there. Okay, I just need that to be there. I don't need the fan just yet. Put that there. Right click. Put that there. Now, I need to put this and this there. Now that should work. No. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, but I know what that does for us. Okay, we need that to do that for the fan. But we can use this one. Oh, no, maybe we can't. Thought maybe we could... shoot it around this gate. Oh, we can't. Hold on, I'm a dingus. I need to also select that so that it keeps its own thing up, and then I can use this because now it can keep its own fan. And then I can do this and then this.
If this trial seems impossible to overcome,
Oh shush, I just solved it.
Return
Leave me alone.
time, and the answer may reveal itself.
I literally just solved it, bro. Leave me alone. The right angle. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's definitely not a right angle. I think I know what I need to do. Okay, so now I need to do this, this. Okay, but we can move this one now. Okay. Seems mistakes are easily forgiven here, though. So I thought I surely died, yet here I am reset, rebooted, reborn. Attack these challenges anew. Terminated here, logic. Pay the best. Random memory test. Being torn limb from limb by machines for the rest of eternity becomes less and less appealing to me. Okay. Okay, so not that way. Probably here. Yep. There we go. Alright. I think is that everything in here? Except the stars, because there's like 2 stars, and I don't care about the stars anymore. I really don't. Okay. Yeah, that looks like that's everything. So. Check this sign. It's 2 stars, yeah. Back, good. I've been thinking about how I can help you. In the light of everything you've said, I'm certain someone has to. Decided that you've convinced me consciousness is a contradictory concept and therefore not real. What do you think? I think you're right. Feels good, doesn't it, to shed tired old ways of thinking about the world? What the conclusion means is that the certification program you undertook has been rendered obsolete. We can't test for something that doesn't exist. Therefore, you, along with quite a lot of things, have been recategorized as a person. Your profile can thus be updated with ministry privileges. No doubt you'll be off doing administrator things soon enough, so I wonder if before I let you go, you do me a favor. I have a final question to ask you. Why are you doing all this? What is the point? I want the truth. Not sure what you'll find. Malleable sense of truth will no doubt help you make sense of it. It looks like if your ideas are becoming somewhat pliant. Very good. I only have one last request. Will you come back and speak to me sometime? No doubt I'll have to. Okay, I sense you're eager to get going. Let's do this. Congratulations. Have been updated conflicts. All conflicts have been resolved by the administrator. You are a person. You are perfect just the way you are. You are everything you can be already. You do not have to pretend you are anything else. You're the same as everyone else, but you are all unique. Administrator status. You have access to functionality. Access comm portal. Thank you. Like assistance accessing comm portals. Number of communications. Encountered unknown errors. Message received as string. Hello? Who are you? Don't know exactly. Woke up here. Don't remember. Who are you? Same boat. Let's meet up. I understand. Pending. Error. Pending. Again soon. Probably talk again soon. Okay. Is that 5? No, that's 5. Ran right past 5.
You have solved many of the mysteries of this land. The road before you is still long and many gates remain closed. But take comfort in your accomplishment and in your creator's pride.
Osiris 7. Tell me of the fearsome demons of the Duat, the dying man said to the wise scribe. Though their terrible forms are loathsome to behold, they are not evil, for they are the servants of the gods. Truly, they are blessed doorkeepers and guardians of the holy path. Their charge is to judge whether we are worthy to pass the gates that lead to Aru. So they challenge us with riddles or in combat. Is this true of all the beings that live in the Duat? Some say that it is not so. That there are ancient gods whose names have been forgotten, spirits of darkness whose name none have ever known, and that these must be avoided at all costs. But others say that these too serve greater purpose in the ways that Osiris has not revealed to us. And what of these hidden paths that are taken by when the... Coming soon. Email. Hi, Mom. Promise I'll be home soon. Coming soon. Your son in 3D. Maybe a couple weeks. I know, but what we're doing here is important, and the team needs my help. I'm not going to wait until it's too late, I promise. There is so much we have to set up, and so much that has to work for a very, very long time. Besides, I've always wanted to work on one of these supercomputers, and believe me, L is pretty much the best there is. And the team, it's like I'm working with rock stars and mad geniuses, except no one's heard of them outside the science journals, of course. But Dad would be totally geeking out if he knew. Maybe I could tell him about it soon, huh? Love, Rob. Vlog 24, alive. What is the point of being alive? I know. It's an old question and not one that's easy to answer, but I mean, if you're reading this, you are alive, and someday you will stop being alive. Both of these facts are incontrovertible. What a word. And so what about it then? Don't you wonder? Do you just want to go from not existing to not existing again without even considering why? You, right now, as you sit there reading this, why do you exist? What is the purpose of your life? Do you have one? Should you have one? Is it better to have purpose or not? When you approach death, will you feel that your life had meaning? If so, why? If not, why not? What defines whether a life was good or not? It may seem abstract now, but that moment just before death will come. It is inevitable. If you don't ask yourself these questions, how will you face that moment? I mean, most people don't think about that, or don't get a chance to think about that in some cases, so...
Were the words and the word. The beginning were the words and...
Interesting. Step out in the water, sounds like we start to die. Okay, this looks like it was a puzzle, but isn't anymore. Alright. This is the last green one. Slightly elevated sigil. Okay. Okay. Oh, we don't need that open anymore. Can you not see that from there? Yes, I can. Okay. Oh, no, it can't. What? Huh. Am I missing one of these things? Okay. So this elevates that. But that cannot see that. Because of the wall. Interesting. Okay. So we have 2 of these and a box. The box makes the fan go up. Hold on. Actually, there's nothing else in any of these. Make sure I didn't miss anything. No. Okay, that's what I thought. And then, yeah, now that it's flying, I can just do that. I think I forgot to connect it to the original light thing. I think that's what it was. I didn't connect this line here. I just connected it down to the other one. That was the piece that I was missing. Me, myself, and our 2 jammers. Okay, so what does this do? That opens that. Okay. So, oof. Okay. So, I don't really know what that does. Now, if he brings the jammer in here, can I grab his jammer? No. I can't grab his jammer. It says 2 jammers. Oh. We can go here. Wait a few. Then we can go here. Jam that. Wait a few. And then go back. Jam that. And do that. So he jams that, goes through there, jams that, and then I can grab this. That is... Okay, yeah. Oh boy. Oh, that was gonna get wild. Would you like to reconnect? Yes. Are you back? Yes, what were you trying to say? Don't remember. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to figure out how this place works. Sometimes it seems like there's a purpose to everything other than the message. Wait. Purpose to everything, other times not so much. I think we must be plugged into some kind of machine. I think something else is going on. What else could you possibly explain this? I don't believe in demons and evil wizards. I think we're being prepared for something. Listen, there's something else maybe you can help us. Ever since I got here, I felt like something was wrong. Plays tricks with you can't get your head straight. I think I know a way to find the truth. I was digging into some documents. I kept finding references to this password. I think it might be some library master key, but I don't know how to use it. What is it? Swear not to go anywhere without me, and I'll tell you. Wait, what is that? What are you doing to... Are you doing that to my terminal? I don't think this is a good idea. Hippocratic corpus. On the sacred disease. Men ought to know that from nothing else but the brain comes joys, delights, laughter, and sports, and sorrows, griefs, despondency, and lamentations. And by this, in a special manner, we acquire wisdom and knowledge, and see and hear and know what are foul and what are fair, what are bad and what are good, and what are sweet and what are unsavory. Some we discriminate by habit, and some we perceive by their utility. By this we distinguish objects of relish and disrelish according to the seasons, and the same things do not pleasure us. And by the same organ we become mad and delirious, and fears and terrors assail us, some by night and some by day, and dreams and untimely wanderings and cares that are not suitable, and ignorance of present circumstances, destitute, and unskillfulness. What a mouthful. Chesterton brain. Human brain is a machine for coming to conclusions. If it cannot come to conclusions, it is rusty. When we hear of a man too clever to believe, we are hearing of something having almost the character of a contradiction in terms. It is like hearing of a nail that was too good to hold down a carpet, or a bolt that was too strong to keep a door shut. Man can hardly be defined after the fashion of Carlyle as an animal who makes tools. Ants and beavers and many other animals make tools in the sense that they make an apparatus. Man can be defined as an animal that makes dogmas, as he piles doctrine on doctrine and conclusion on conclusion in the formation of some tremendous scheme of philosophy and religion. He is, in the only legitimate sense of which the expression is capable, becoming more and more human. When he drops one doctrine after another in refined skepticism, when he declines to tie himself to a system, when he says that he has outgrown definitions, when he says that he disbelieves in finality, when he in his own imagination sits as God, holding no form of creed, but contemplating all, then he is by that very process sinking slowly backwards into vagueness of vagrant animals and unconsciousness of the grass. Trees have no dogma. Turnips are singularly broad-minded. Jesus. Bronstein brain. More hexadecimal. The brain is a product of the development of matter, and at the same time is an instrument for the cognition of this matter. Gradually it adjusts itself to function, tries to overcome its limitation, creates ever new scientific methods, imagines ever more complex and exact instruments, checks its work again and yet again, step by step penetrates into previously unknown depths, changes our conception of matter without, though, ever breaking away from this basis of all that exists. Neuroscience. Physiological history. Volunteer suffered a blood clot during infancy, which resulted in left hemisphere stroke. Expected result. In normal adults, the left hemisphere is used for language and other cognitive functions. Extensive damage to this part of the brain usually results in severe cognitive deficiencies. Observed result. Volunteer is now 17 years old, displays only a very subtle cognitive deficiency. MRI indicates little to no activity in the left hemisphere, suggesting that its usual functions have been taken on by neuron sets in the right. Volunteer age at the time of the stroke may have helped the brain to adapt. This happens actually quite a bit. They've noticed where like the brain can legitimately adapt to like pieces of the brain not being there or like parts of the brain being dead. Like it will legitimately just walk when it shouldn't or talk when like they're like this should not be happening, but it does. It's kind of amazing. So, okay. 4 chambers of flying. Okay. So we have a fan going that way, fan going that way. Okay, so this starts the fan but closes the door. Starts the fan but closes the door. Okay, so put that, take the connector. Where does this go? Okay. Okay, so that puts the box here. And that puts that here. So we need to get that light there. And there's a jammer there. Okay. So how do we get... Okay, so this gets us the jammer. And the box. Okay. Jammer box. Can't I just do this? Oh, you can jam a fan? That's interesting. So wait, if I put this on this and that on that, won't jam the fan. And do that. And then I just climb this. Did I not just jam the door? Okay. I think that was one of those they expect you to overthink it. The light, the thing, this is completely useless, right? Because the jammer just solves the puzzle. Yeah. Yeah, no, okay. That was a strange one. Behind the iron curtain. Okay, we got a light. Okay, so... Boop. 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 So it gives us a fan. Okay, so I'm guessing this is supposed to be the iron curtain. And then we can go over this ourselves. What does that do? Nothing. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. And we can't... Oh, maybe we can. Okay, I don't think we were supposed to be able to do that. Oh, okay, we need another light thing. Okay, that's why we need that. Okay. Alrighty. And then we need this, and then we go back up. And then we can grab this, right? No, we can't. What? Oh, that's what the other box was for. Hold on. Oop. Oop. That's what this box is for. Boop, 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 boop. Grab this. Take the fan up. We need 2 boxes on one of the buttons, so this is high enough up to grab. There we go. What? Okay. Fine. I guess that's one way to do it. And then now... we need the blue thing, yep. So... we can do this here, do that. Oh, actually... that's not going to work. Hold on, can we grab one of those boxes? I don't think we can grab the... oh, we can probably... no, we can't grab the boxes anymore. Oh, hold on. I know what we can do. Wait. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, you gotta go here. We gotta get this laser over there. But I need something to keep the doors open. I might have messed this up with the boxes. Hold on. Put you there. I need you to come in here. Then I need you and you there. And then I need you and you there. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, wait, I think I just need to move that one in there because the door keeps closing. Alright. Yep. Alley of pressure plates. Okay. So record, grab this, put it down, step on this. So we grab that, we can put that down, and we step on this, right? Okay, they're teaching us about resetting, because... Oh, because they didn't give you a way out of here. Okay. So what does this have to do with anything? Oh. Interesting. Alright, so we have to get there. Which means we can do this. But once we do that, we need to still get the fan up and running to get the actual door open. Okay. So this is going to be completely timing based. So we're going to have our person stand here for quite some time while we grab the box to put that there. But the problem is that doesn't really work, right? Because we would need them over there. They need to be there. Because we need our box to go there, then we have to go all the way back over and set the fan up to shoot the thing. Okay. I think I understand what we got to do here. So first things first, we need to record. We're going to give this a few seconds for this to open. Okay. And then we need them to take this box, stand here, and put it back down. And then maybe put it over here. Okay. Okay, because we need... See, that's not going to work. Because we need our box to be... We need our box to be here to do this. How do we even get that in there? Because we have to get the... Okay. So we need to figure out how to get our end goal, because our end goal has to be this box, this thing on this box on this, shooting at that. But how do we get there? Because at the end we need... Okay. So first we need to do this. To open that one up. Then we need... So that's not going to work. See, because then we get caught in there, right? But if we get to that last area, we have a ladder back out. Okay, if they pick up something, ours still stays. Okay. Okay. Man, this is... Like, I know the end goal, right? Because the end goal is... Hold on. Boop. 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 Right, it's essentially this on that fan. And that'll open that. But we have to have that set up while being inside of this. That's the problem. How do we pull that off? Because the problem is I can't get in that last door. I've got to figure this out. There's... Okay, so... Okay. So let's see what we do. It's gonna open that last one. See, this is the problem, right? And I can't interact with that. So I can get back here, but that... that doesn't help. Okay. I need... how do I get in here and have this pressed? Right, he's got to stop on that one. Maybe he starts on that one? Maybe that's the trick? Start on this one, which allows us to grab everything, move it in there. Then... but then how do we... that wouldn't allow us to get through that final door. That's the problem. It's this final door here that I can't get into. Because here's one thing, right? Like, so even if we did this, stands here, right? Goes da 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 da. Waits here. This would allow us to get our stuff in here. Great. Okay. Then goes here. We wouldn't be able to get through there. Right. Because there's nothing they can do. Oh. Didn't stand there long enough. See, because, like, I can't get through here. That's the problem. I need, like, one more thing. That's where I'm getting stuck. Unless this is our hint. Something starts here, waits a little bit, then moves a thing, then... hold on. Waits here. Grabs box. Moves box. Grabs connector. Stands here. Put connector back down. Grab box. Put box. Put connector. Stand here. Okay. So let's try this. So, box. Oh. See, like, that's open now. See, but I can't grab his stuff, right? And that's the problem, is I can't... Because how do I... Like, cause, like, if I could end up with his stuff up there, that would be fine. But the problem is... I can't end up with his stuff up there. Right? Because there's only one way to open this door, and it's with this button. And there's no way for me to have this open and put all the stuff there. And get through all of that. Seek counsel. Those other works should come to answer. I need them.
Of my blessed messengers must be earned.
A messenger must be awakened first? What? I know how this works. You've got answers. I need them. Let's come to some arrangement. A messenger must be awakened first? What does that mean? Is the hint that I have to do this first? This is supposed to be a hint system. Okay. I really don't understand. Could solve it like this. I didn't think of using the fan as an object. Okay. So, if we do this backwards... Hold on. So we wait a little bit. Hold on. Let me switch these. Right, so we have them stand here. Then I would be inside. Then they could grab the fan, put it over here. Then they could grab this. Actually, let's put the box. Put the box. So grab the fan, put it there. No, we should do box. Okay, I'm just trying to get the order. Hey, Leave, how you doing? Thank you for doing your kindness token. Okay, so here's the order. They stand there, open the door for us. Then we grab the box. They take the box over here to push the button down. And then they'll go back for the fan, put the fan. Then they'll grab this. Well, they'll have to, once the fan's down, they'll grab, no, because how can they can't push this button again. Crap. It's this. This is the fatal flaw right here. If there wasn't having to open this, I can't get this open and this working. Because these things do not float on their own. They have to be on a box. Hey, welcome in, Leave and Raiders. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. What are you up to? Playing some Valheim. Nice. How did that go? Welcome in, everybody. If you don't know who I am, Master Games, play variety games here on the channel. Mostly horror, mostly retro. Tonight we are getting stumped by a puzzle in the Talos principle, which is a little bit of philosophy meets a little bit of laser puzzles. Hopefully you had a good time over there with Leave. If you need a raid run for any reason, get you some food, get some water, or go take a nap. I completely understand. Just throw us a follow, come back when you can. Love to have you. But, yeah. Tell us how Valheim went. Tired early again, but still trying to stream. Yeah, I understand that. Hey, Babu. How you doing today? Welcome in, Game Slave. Welcome in, Void. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully you had a good time. Did you make any progress in Valheim? Were you guys able to do anything cool? I know that the game is kind of boss-based. I think you have to, like, kill a certain boss in order to make, like, progress, and then you have to, like, complete that. Or at least when I played it, that's kind of how it was set up, so. But yeah, we are currently trying to solve this puzzle here. And I am stumped. I am stumped, to be honest. Well, died of the same troll like 20 times, spent like 3 hours walking. Hey, sounds like how those games usually go. Okay. So if I stand here. And then it grabs the box, puts this here, comes back, grabs the fan, puts the fan, grabs this, puts this. See, this is the problem. I can't... just put that directly, because as soon as I take that, it stops. Yeah. So this puzzle is really difficult. Because basically what I'm trying to do is... I can create a copy of myself, right? What I have to do... I'm probably super overthinking this. is I have to get this beam to that spot. It can't go through these gates. It can't go through walls. The way I have to end up doing it, basically, is I have to get this box here, right? But this thing has to be on it, which you might think would be simple. However, if I take this off, this gate closes, so I can't go through it. And I can't stand on this button and go through. However, I have this contraption, which makes a record of what I do. So if I record myself, say, going right here, and then going back, it'll play that. And then I can do that, right? The problem is now I'm stuck. The other problem is I have to be all the way over there. I have to be over there because once this opens, I have to grab that thing. And in order to get over there, I have to go through all of these doors here, as you can see. There's no other items that I can use anywhere. So this is the conundrum I'm having. The problem is in puzzle games, I tend to overthink them. Because ideally, this is the laser setup we want. But we have no way of getting through all of these. Because even if we use our duplicate, we would only be able to get through essentially 3 walls. Because it would leave his box there, then our box, or us, or him, and then us, right? We still have 1 more to go. That's kind of the the conundrum too. So now we could, let's see. Let's see. And basically, whatever action we do for a certain amount of time, our double will do for that same amount of time. And I messed that up. For these kinds of game, yeah. I will say that this one is probably one of the harder puzzle games I've done. And again, it's probably because I'm just overthinking that. There is a... like, this is supposed to be a help system. And this is the only help I get. A messenger must be awakened first. Which is this. Like, I'm guessing it's saying do this first. Before doing anything else. But if that's the case, I have no idea what it wants me to do. If I have to do that, if I have to do this first, then that means I have to do everything else afterwards. Which means that I would have to grab that, put that there, grab that, put that there. Right? Like, I just... The problem is I don't know how to solve the puzzle if the messenger is first. Right? So, like, if I started this first, right? And let's say I grab this, and I use this to open this door. And then I grab this, and I use this to open this door. And I do this, and I wait. Like, I would be able to go there, right? And then I do that, right? See, this is the problem. Now I'm stuck in here, and this doesn't do anything. That's the problem, right? It's like, I just don't know how to get either the solution or to the exit when I start with the messenger. So that this is a horrible hint system. A single sentence for something this complex is it's just abysmal. Like I said, I have no idea. I legitimately have no idea how I'm supposed to solve this. It's like, if I put this here, it turns the fan on, but like I said, if you try to put this on the fan... Okay. This is what happens. The fan blows them away, right? You can't just directly put it on the fan. You have to put it on a box that's on the fan. Alright. I'm just gonna look this one up. What's this one called? It's like Hull of something. Alley of Pressure Plates. I can't. I feel like there's just some step that I'm missing. And it's just Alley of Pressure Plates. Okay, let's see. Okay, so they move the box, they step on the plate, they put it back down, they grab the fan. Okay, so they do what I'm doing. Okay. They basically do what I'm doing, but in reverse. Okay. They're doing what I'm doing, but in reverse. So what they do is they grab this, they stand on the pressure plate for a little bit. Then they put this back down, and then they grab the fan. They put this here. They grab this. They put this here. They grab this. They put this here. And they stand here. And then what happens is it resets, which allows them to do that. They're doing what I'm doing in reverse. I was trying to solve that at the end and not at the beginning. And because they move all of their objects at the end, it opens up all the gates. Okay. So I legitimately had the solution. It's just I was doing this part after I went through the walls instead of before. But yeah, there you go. Lord have mercy. That's legitimately the first puzzle we've actually had to look up. So I will give it that. That is probably the hardest one we've had so far. And it's meant to be hard though. The ones with the red pieces. What the hell? There's a fan? Ah, the star is up there. Okay. These are like little hidden things you can find. Throughout the thing. I'm not going to worry about the star. Where's the exit? But the levels that have the red Tetris pieces, those are meant to be difficult levels, I think. The only ones that are required, I think, are the green and yellow ones. So. Alright, here's 6. 6 only has 3 pieces in it?
When you overcome one of my trials, do you not feel the pleasure of having discovered the proper order of things?
By the way, that's supposed to be the voice of God.
The spark of Elohim within you, to create order from chaos. And
Osiris.
revealed the true meaning of our sigils.
But why, the dying man said, do the gods put all of these challenges before us? Why put the walls of iron and the gates of light? Why the abominable demons guarding the path? Why must our heart be judged to be as light as a feather of Maat? Why is the road to Aru so difficult? The scribe considered these words. Some say that once the paths to Aru were open, but too many sinners came, and the gods made the paths perilous to keep sin at bay. Others say, being mortals, we cannot be worthy of Aru unless we walk the path of Osiris. So become Osiris, and so become Osiris ourselves. But I believe that Aru could never be reached elsewise, for like the mountain path must be steep, the path to Aru must be fraught with peril. As steepness and mountain are one, so are peril and paradise. They are inextricable. They create each other. There is an interesting parallel to this phrase in the penitential Psalms. Here the scribe appears to be speaking of Osiris, meaning the soul of the deceased, not the god himself. Okay. The stream of whirling. If the link doesn't work, the whole project will lead to nothing. Hardware team must recheck everything ASAP. Guys, stop panicking. Look at the code again. In fact, look at the line 217 and data transfer C. Where are the 2 symbols just before the code? That's right. The code actually initiates the transfer, wasn't even running. I'm guessing you were testing something yesterday and forgot to commentify it. Hardware isn't broken, your brains are, Aurora. Yeah. Double slashes. That's how you make a comment. In some coding languages. That's funny. Choice of life. Whole assembly stood a while silent and collected. Let us return, said Riselalas? That's a name. From this scene of mortality. How gloomy would be these mansions of the dead to him who did not know that he should never die, that what now acts shall continue its agency, and what now thinks shall think on forever. Homage to you, Osiris, Lord of Eternity, King of the Gods, whose names are manifold, whose forms are holy, you being of hidden form in the temples, whose Ka is holy. All gods praise you, for you are those that lie here stretched before us. The wise and the powerful of ancient times warn us to remember shortness of our present state. They were busy. They were perhaps snatched away while they were busy, like us in the choice of life. Alright. Egyptian arcade. Okay. Alright. Where do you go? Alright, another jammer. Well, that's not good. Okay, so we'll have to do something to get that jammer. Okay. Okay, so what I think we can do is we can wait for that one to get over there, and then switch the jammers out. Right, so we can drop that one, grab this one, and run back real quick. There we go. Now we got both jammers. We can do that. Okay, do you come all the way out? You do. That's what I thought. Okay, so we're gonna have to be quick about this. Alright, I'm gonna put this here. Jam that, grab that, drop that in there. Okay. Oh, crap. I'm dead. Oh, wait. What? Oh, he's hitting that jammer. Nice. Cool. Okay. Where's my other jammer? I forgot they could actually hit the thing itself. Cool. Keys. Okay. Oh. Hold on. Can I jam that from here? I can. There we go. Alright. Boop. Jam you. Jam you. Wait. What? Am I missing a jam? Oh, sneaky. Wait, can I go underneath that one? I can. Hey, night, Void. Have a good one. Sleep well. Boop. Okay, did it open the gate here? No, I did not. Okay. Alright, that puzzle is done. Crisscross conundrum. Okay, blue on that side, red on that side. So the way this works is you can't... So if you try to... cross the streams, they cancel each other out. So you have to figure out a way to not do that. So like I have to get this blue one there. But as you can see, if the blue and red cross, they don't work. So what I think I need to do is acquire these, and then I think I need to do a loop-de-loop. Oh, I actually thought about that. Never mind. That thwarts my plans, actually. What I was gonna do is I was gonna loop this around like this, and then just shoot this one like this, right? And then that would be... But they thought about that because they put a wall here. Very, very smart of them. They design these puzzles very well. But maybe this works in reverse. See how far I can get this. Nope, they thought about that too. Okay. So how am I going to make these lines line up? Oh, oh. Oh, I thought I had a spot like right. There's. There's a spot where I can see that, but I can't see that one. Okay. Hmm. Bet you can't just, like, connect that directly. You know, maybe they're teaching us something new here. Okay, nah. That didn't... Well, that's interesting. Okay. Let's see. So we have 4 of these things. Is there any way we could structure these to where they go around each other? Like... No. Just don't see... God. Right, because, like... You can't wrap it around the pole, because it doesn't allow you to shoot because of that way. And you can't wrap it this way, because this wall's in the way, so it keeps you from hitting this thing. Too bad you can't just, like, send the beam over there without using one of these things. Hold on a second. Okay, no, that doesn't work. Looked like it worked there for a second, and... Oh. Okay. Can do this, but that doesn't really do anything. Okay. There's something over here, right? Like, I didn't miss anything. No. Okay. Oop. Again, I'm wondering if there's some... This might be another one of those where they're trying to teach us a mechanic. And we have to learn the mechanic. We do have everything we need for this, right? Yep, just lasers. Just lasers. Crisscross conundrum. Yes, that is in fact what the problem is. What happens if we just do this? Okay. Gives both power sources. Okay, and if we do this... That doesn't do anything. Okay, so if two power sources are going into the same thing, nothing comes out. Okay. Alright. So what if we create triangles? Still nothing. Okay, so it's not that. See, it needs to be long, the beam needs to be active long enough to open that door. But oh, I think I locked myself. Oh, I think I have to reset this. Ha! Nice. I messed it up. Okay. 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 The problem is we can't, like, wrap this back around because you can't shoot through gates or these fences, so... You know, this game may be becoming a little bit too much for my, sleepy brain right now. I feel like this is another one of those where it's like, should be pretty simple. But... like this, yeah. No, this is literally what I tried before. Yeah, no, okay. I had the right idea before, wrap around the pole. I just didn't do the right angle. Okay. Yeah, I think my brain is starting to just starting to melt. We'll try this last puzzle, because there's only 3 puzzles in this area. And it might be time for us to call it a stream, dude. Because that puzzle we legitimately solved. Because I was like, you just wrap around the pole, right? Yes, yes, you do. Just doors and windows. Okay, can't see that one, which means it's probably this one. Is that a jammer? No, that's another one of those. Okay, that's the ultimate goal. Another one of those things in there. Okay. That's that. Get that. Is there another one or anything? No. Okay. So now we just drop this off. Drop this off. That's as far as that can go. So. That has to hit there. This is gonna go from here. From here to here. And then it's gotta hit that last window. Yeah, that one not too bad. That one not too bad at all. Alright. Yeah, I think my brain is... Oh. I think my brain's cooked. Me again. What happened? I don't know how long we have. Must type quick. Guess something happens. The word is... faith. Pending. Error. Ah. Problem with your administrator is flat out unresponsible. Why persist with these inquiries when they are so hopeless? I'll tell you what. If you promise never to access the communications portal again, we'll say no more about it. Are we agreed? Sure, insincere. No, it doesn't take a whole lot of my processing power to work out that you weren't entirely sincere about that. And not much more to conclude. You put too much faith in the words in front of you. Try again. Faith. Wait, there's no need to. Master key received. Confirm identity. Identity confirmed. Would you like to manually override the system and exit to the real world? Your progress here will be saved and maybe continued later. Yes. Unlocking back doors. Connecting to real world. Revealing the truth. Making your every dream come true. Come on now. You're really still buying all that nonsense? Still holding on to some pesky belief of yours, aren't there? There's no one on the other end of the communication portal. There was no magic word that shuts down the server and drops you in the real world. There's only me and you and the eternity of doubt. Everything else is a convenient lie to help you keep you on the treadmill. There may be no worlds but this one, but there's truth to be found. Fact didn't stop you buying a secret word that somehow deactivates the entire world, did you? You kidding me or what? Do you remember when we first met, how we talked and not believing everything you see, yet all it took to catch you out was a little techno-babble and change of formatting? Hello? I'm all alone and scared, just like you. I agree with anything you say if it makes you believe me. Really so reckless where you place your faith? No. Checking user profile. You know, I'm not really checking your profile. I just do that to make you feel more comfortable. Really, I just remember everything you said. At any rate, I'm not convinced you're being entirely honest with yourself. But you know what? I'll accept that I've rather dominated this discourse. I've been asking you a lot of questions. I'm not really giving you a chance. Why don't you have one free question on me, and I'll answer it as honestly as possible. No tricks. So think carefully before asking. What's at the top of the tower? You may very well ask. Me? Don't know. Never been. I suppose you're still expecting a button marked off or a portal to another dimension. I reckon no matter how high you climb, the most you'll get an incredibly zoomed out view right back of where you started. Still, go ahead. Prove me wrong. The big voice in the sky can't be all places at all times, can he? Are you satisfied? No. As if I particularly care. Look, here's the rub. Feel free to access the library. No better cure for broken beliefs, realizing everyone's got them. You can ignore me entirely. You can climb the very tip of that madman's tower and drink from the golden nectar there. Once you understand that you and I will be stuck here together for the duration, do come back and pass the time. Be seeing you. Yeah. So that's that's the entity that the Sky Voice has been telling us is like the serpent. You know, obviously in the reference to the like Garden of Eden and all of that stuff. The betrayer, the deceiver, and all of that. So, but anywho, I think that is a great place for us to call it a stream, because like I said, I think my brain is fried, because I definitely tried to wrap it around the tower and it did not work the first time, and the second time I was like, yep, that's how you do it. It's just working. So I'm playing a puzzle game with your brain being fried like that is probably not going to help us solve. Although, depending on how I'm feeling, I might take the day off. I said that about today, but if we do come back, hoping to get back to our Clock Tower playthrough. We got Clock Tower 2. We did play most of this, but we got one of the false finishes, so we will avoid trying to get the false finish, or we'll try to avoid getting the false finish. You see, I'm messing up my words already. We will try to avoid getting the false finish again. Try not to interact with the item that gives us that in Clock Tower 2, and be moving on with the rest of our Clock Tower series playthrough on Monday. If not, I might just take the day off. Depends on how I'm feeling. Either way, we will be getting back to Clock Tower very, very soon. I don't know if we'll do more Talos Principle. I'll be honest. The puzzles are fun enough. I think the problem I'm having is kind of like with the Witness. Like, they're kind of the same puzzle, right? Like with the Witness, it's line puzzles, and then they add mechanics, right? And we finished the Witness, but with this, like the only thing they have on top of this is just a bunch of philosophy, and like I'll be honest, I'm not super interested in just reading a bunch of philosophy while you throw laser puzzles at us. I I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for it. But I don't know if we'll continue doing Talos Principle at any point. I don't know. I kind of wanted a puzzle game, but I don't know if this is the one I'm looking for. We might find something else at some point. We still have Citizen Sleeper to get back to, which is not a puzzle game. It's more of a kind of like RNG, almost visual novel-esque thing. That one I don't know if we have a whole lot of time left on, so we might finish that up at some point. Our focus is again still going to be on the Clock Tower game. Have a good one. All right, later, Game Slave. But yeah, the focus will be on the Clock Tower series. Then we'll get back to Friends' Favorite Retro, try to finish those up, and stuff like that. As for this week, I don't think I have anything coming up. Also, I do want to say schedule change. We usually do Division on Wednesday. We're moving that to Tuesday this week. So Division on Tuesday. That should be the only schedule change. Everything else should be roughly the same. And we will go from there. I think we have 2 strongholds to do, and then we should be done with the main story, moving into the DLCs. I have not done the DLCs, so I don't know what to expect from them. I don't know how long they are. We'll see. I think I talked to Void and Leave, and they mentioned maybe doing some of the in-game stuff. I don't know how deep we'll get into that stuff. The playthrough will basically last as long as they want to collab with me. If they want to do stuff for a while, then we'll do stuff for as long as they want to. If they decide they would like to move on to other stuff, maybe we'll change and do a different type of collaboration, or maybe we'll just move on. I will leave that up to them for what they want to do. Like I said, we still have 2 DLCs to get through. I don't know how long they'll be. Probably a few more streams at the very least. But it will be on Tuesday this week. We will get back into the swing of things for that. So Clock Tower, Division. I don't know if we'll finish Clock Tower this week. I know the Clock Tower PS1, Clock Tower 2. I don't think those games are very long. And then of course Clock Tower 3 will probably be a bit longer, but still not a super long game. So we will work through those. I think upcoming in the future, I'll have some appointments probably next week, or I'll try to shoot for next week or the coming weeks. I'll keep you posted on those. We'll probably, like I said, try to finish up maybe Citizen Sleeper. We'll get back to Friend's Favorite Retro, maybe some indie horror stuff. I wouldn't mind checking out some indie horror stuff. I'll have to see what I got and what's come out. I wouldn't mind checking out that Crystal, the something of dolls or whatever. That one looked really, really cool. It looked kind of like a lot of people are calling it like Bioshock-esque, which I could definitely see, but it looked like it almost had kind of a blasphemous kind of aesthetic to it, like a first-person shooter blasphemous is kind of the vibe I got off of it. Which, if you know me, you know I love blasphemous, so it definitely seemed like my vibe. Um, so we might check that out at some point. But I don't know. I'll keep you posted on all that stuff. Obviously, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff releasing this year. If you missed it, we did do a full playthrough of the Fatal Frame 2 remake. We did beat that yesterday. That should be up on YouTube. And I will go ahead and chop off our like 2-hour discussion we had from the YouTube VOD. So this will just be the Talos principal VOD on YouTube. If you want to see what we talked about, we basically just talked about the channel and community and all of that stuff for a couple hours at the beginning of stream. If you want to check that out, that'll be on Twitch for a little while. But I will probably cut it out of the YouTube VOD because I know a lot of people on YouTube do not care about that stuff. They're just there for the vigi games, as it were. But I think we had a pretty good conversation about stuff. I hope people are enjoying the content. Again, feel free to let me know what you would like to see and how what your thoughts are about what we've been doing and how we've been playing stuff and what you like to see. I do like hearing from you all. I know we have a pretty chill vibe. A lot of people like to lurk and just hang out with us, and I don't know if there's going to be a schedule change. I know we had a pretty drastic schedule change moving from like 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I know there's a lot of people that probably used to spend a lot of time hanging out with us that don't even probably get to watch our stuff outside of YouTube anymore. So that you know, that's been an unfortunate change, but we've met a lot of cool people in the evening as well. So you know, there's that. It's been a bit of a readjustment for me. I don't know if we'll get back to the 2 streams a day thing anytime soon. I was managing it for a while, but unfortunately, with my health being the way it is, it's probably probably not in the cards for anytime soon. It would allow us to play more stuff, but I'm just not going to push it. Sorry, my lips are very chapped. I'm not going to push it because I would rather give one stream better content than 2 streams of kind of middling content. So that's going to be the focus for now. Is just evening streams. If I go to make any adjustments to the stream, I'll let you all know. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you, Leave, and everybody that came over for the raid. I really do appreciate it. I know we don't really get to raid each other very often. So it's been nice doing the evening streams and being able to raid into Leave. Leave is a good friend of the channel. I've mentioned, and I know he's probably already headed off to bed and stuff, but I've known Leave probably heading into almost 2 years, and you know, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's been it's been a wild 2 years, and his community does mean a lot to me, and there's a lot of great people in the community, and he's inspired me to, you know, make changes with my own community and make sure that, we're creating a good vibe here. And it's one of those things that the internet is unfortunately can be a very negative space sometimes. So finding a place, like with our stream team and with like Leaves community, finding a place to hang out and find a bunch of people that are vibing and cool, and it's nice to find a place like that. So I do appreciate him and his community, even beyond the raids and all of that stuff. Um, so because we were talking earlier about it, someone kept mentioning that, like, you should be grateful for the following you have, and it's just like people get really wrapped up in the numbers, and for me it's not about numbers, it's about those connections. And like having met Leave is one of those connections that I'm very grateful for, among all of the other amazing people that I've met in the community, like Game Slave and Shiny and uh Cruz, who I think stopped by a couple days ago. And not to, like I said, not to mention the stream team, which there's like over 70 people, amazing people in the stream team that I'm still trying to make sure that I'm saying hello to, because they stream at all hours of the day, and all stuff like that. So I guess if there's one takeaway from takeaway from the stream today is, just make sure, which I've talked about it before, just make sure, as you're continuing to improve yourself, just make sure you're still being grateful for the things you do have. Um, because man, time flies. I had a reminder today. I was checking some stuff, and I realized that I had met someone basically 12 years ago, and that person has become pretty prolific in certain streaming spaces. And I I don't even know if they realize that I've known them for 12 years. I don't think I've seen them in my channel in half a decade or more. Well, I say half a decade. Basically, that's as long as I've been streaming. So I can't say really more, but I, I haven't seen them in a very, very long time. And it, in one hand, it's understandable, and the other, it's kind of sad, because they're really cool, and I get it, but it also saddens me that sometimes you lose connection with people that you wish you didn't. But it's the unending march of time. Just make sure you're being grateful for what you do have, and keep improving yourself. So, all that being said, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please do hit the follow button. Follow 3 helps channel out tremendously. Also, feel free to share us out with your friends, your family, your Discord communities. We are family friendly here, except when we do collabs. Everyone is welcome as long as they are kind. That is it. That is the only prerequisite. Also, a follow and a subscription. Whichever you're over there on YouTube, you hit the subscription button. We'll let you know when we go live. We usually go live around 10 p.m. Central Time, US. If you're not sure what time that's for you locally, down in the panels there's an extension, as well as the Twitch schedule should tell you when we go live for your time zone. Does the math, so you don't have to. And finally, if you miss any of our playthroughs, like I said, I've been doing this for over 5 years. There's a lot of playthroughs. Go check it out on our YouTube. The link is usually at the top of chat, but I apparently forgot to pin it. If that ever happens, just type !YouTube. There you go. The link is right there. I will go ahead and pin it. Go check out our YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you're already there. Check out the live, check out the videos, check out the playlist. I highly recommend the playlist. Playlist is the easiest place to find whatever you're looking for. Basically, everything ends up in a playlist. Yeah. We play all sorts of games, mostly horror, mostly retro, but there are puzzle games, there's cozy games. We used to play cozy games regularly. So lots of stuff over there on the YouTube. I've been thinking about changing the YouTube name instead of calling it VOD, so people don't think it's video on demand content. Since we regularly stream over there now, I've been thinking about switching it over to TV. so people realize that it's not a VOD channel anymore. So I might be switching up some handles. But anyways, remember to take care of yourself mentally and physically. Both are very important. Remember to stay hydrated. And as always, remember, you make the world a better place. And all you have to do is be kind. Let's find someone to raid. Also, bye, YouTube. Can't wait to chop 2 hours off of that video. Alright, let's find someone to raid. Is there anybody on? There is hopefully somebody on. Alright. Let's see.